What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be reviewing and showing you how to play the board game Lie Detector. This particular version of the game came out in 1987 and it is for 2 to 4 players. Now this game has been around for a while. The object of this game is you're going to be trying to figure out who did the crime. Well, you've got about 24 suspects here and you've got a little lie detector component that you're going to be using to see if they are telling the truth or not. And then you're going to use a process of elimination to try to figure out who did it. So let's show you Lie Detector. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and show you the components. We'll go ahead and start with the lie detector over here. As you can see, there are a bunch of holes here, and you have this little pin that you're going to be sticking in the holes. And you've got these cards here as well that you're going to be putting on top of these to see if their testimony is either true or false. And on the back of this, there's a place where you can put what are called guilty cards. And there are several of these guilty cards over here. These are going to basically be the people who committed the crime. Now, if you look on this, you've got 4 different ones over here on this side, which basically means you can actually use this card 4 times because each of them are going to have a different criminal on them. So let's just say, for example, we decide we're going to use the racketeer as the criminal, and you'll go ahead and stick this in here like so, where it says guilty, and then you'll go ahead and place this down like so. Now right here we have 24 cards, and these are your suspects. There's a whole bunch of different ones here, and I'll just show you one. This is the fight promoter, and you'll see here it says dark complexion. Each one of these suspects has a different testimony as far as trying to describe who the criminal is. So this person says that there is a dark complexion. You'll turn the card around, and he's just basically going to say, I got a tip of someone with a dark complexion, etc. So what you're going to do on your turn is you're going to stick this here on the lie detector and stick the pin in this hole, and then it's going to tell you if it's true or false. Something like this. This is false. So in this case, what this guy said is not true. So the person that did the crime is going to have a light complexion. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at all of these characters to see who has a light complexion and turn over the opposite in this case. So this guy has a dark complexion, so you would turn him over. The mechanic looks like he has a dark complexion, and the store manager looks like he has a dark complexion, and the banker has a dark complexion. Now, as you can see, the racketeer over here does not have a dark complexion, so that matches the false reading on the lie detector. Now, you're also going to be given what are called secret information cards, and these are cards that only you are going to have access to. This one's an anonymous tip, and it says, I got it, figure the person must be pretty skinny. So in this case, what you would do on your turn is you would stick this on the lie detector like this and stick this in here. And as you can see, the person is not skinny. Only you are going to be able to know this. So in this case, you would go ahead and turn over people that are skinny. So in this case, you could turn over this person, and then you could turn over this person, this person, this person, this person, and this person. And as you can see, it's starting to dwindle down a little bit. Now, if you look at some of these people, and I'll give you an example. Here's a clue that says friendly. Some of these people look kind of friendly, but they may not be friendly. Like this person looks friendly, this person looks friendly, this person, not quite sure. So some of the cards are a little bit tough to decipher as far as whether or not they fit the description. Now, you also have what are called summons cards. And what these cards are going to be used for is if you want to question one of your opponent's suspects, or if you want to question one of your suspects who has a card that is face down. Now, you do not have to necessarily turn over cards that do not match the description of the suspect. You might try to throw your opponent off, but that can hurt in the scoring, which I'll talk about a little later. So depending on how many players are playing this game, you're getting a certain amount of summons cards and a certain amount of the suspect cards. And you also have a warrant of arrest. And basically what this is going to be used for, if you believe you know who did the crime, you're going to go ahead and play this card on the criminal. Now, the way you make an arrest is like this. If after using the lie detector you want to arrest somebody that you think is guilty, you have to wait until your next turn. But if the suspect is face up in your own hand, you can make an arrest at once. So if you want to make an arrest after you use a lie detector and there's somebody that's on your team that's face up, you can go ahead and do that. But if it's on somebody else's team, then according to the rules, you have to wait until your next turn to make the arrest. And you will go ahead and flip, take this out and look to see who it is right here. If you are right, you're going to go ahead and get 5 points on this board over here. Now the object is you're trying to get to the chief first. So now you're also going to score points for any cards that the opponent has turned face up like this. So let's say that this person got the arrest correct. I have 3 cards that are face up, so then that person's also going to move up 3 spaces like so. However, if you make a false arrest, you're going to lose points. If you make a false arrest, you're going to end up going down 3 points. You're not going to go below the rookie. And so if it's a 2-player game or any other kind of game, everybody else will be able to continue. But if there's only 1 player left, he'll be able to continue until he believes he can make an arrest. Now, it is completely possible that everybody can be wrong in this game. So in that case, everybody would move back. You'll also lose points if it turns out that the arrested suspect is in your pile of cards over here. In that case, you will lose 2 points. So if this person was the suspect that committed the crime, you're going to lose 2 points. So since this would be mine, I would go ahead and lose 2 points. And then afterwards, the game is going to continue. You'll go ahead and stick another guilty card into the lie detector, and then you'll play again. And you'll just keep going around like this until somebody reaches the chief on the top of the pegboard, and whoever does that first is going to win the game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Lie Detector. So my final thoughts on Lie Detector. Well, this is a pretty cool little game. I like the component with the lie detector. This game reminds me a lot of the game Guess Who, where you're using the process of elimination to try to figure out who did it. I like the rules. Typically in a game like this, the game ends as soon as someone finds the suspect, but in this one it continues on, and you can gain points and lose points depending on your false arrests and any arrests that you make. So that's a pretty cool little feature. Now, interestingly enough, trying to find the suspect, at least for me and my wife, is not as easy as it sounds, because oftentimes we'll end up turning over cards, but there'll be a card that we'll turn over that is actually the person that is the suspect, because maybe we looked at the clue and figured, well, this is a big lip person, when really it wasn't. Some of those cards, it's pretty hard to determine whether or not they're going to actually match the testimony, so you have to kind of leave those up. But more often than not, we've made false arrests. I think I've actually made 2 correct arrests in the game, so it's not as easy as it seems, but at the same time, it's not hard to learn. Very easy game to learn. Tends to be a lot of replayability in this game because each of the guilty cards has 4 different little games in them, and there's quite a few guilty cards in there. So would I recommend getting it? Yes, I recommend getting it. This is not a heavy game at all. It's a light game, fun little game, easy to learn. I'd say this is a good game for families, or just if you're got a game night going and you just kind of want to teach somebody a simple game that's fun and different. Now, I ended up getting this at a thrift store in North Carolina when I was going to visit my parents. It cost $1. I think online it goes for about 20 or so. It was missing one card, and it was missing a peg. I ended up getting the card on eBay, and then I made a peg using like a paintbrush that I got at Walmart for 99 cents. I just kind of cut off the edges and made it the right size, and it works well. This game does go by pretty fast, and I enjoy it. So I would recommend it if you're a light gamer looking for something different. So that's my review of Lie Detector, guys. I hope you all have a great day. Keep on gaming.